What's up with it? Yeah, y'all already know what it is. You tuned in to another episode of Everything Boxing. There you go, talking that boxing again. What's happening with it, y'all? When you come in the building, make sure that y'all smash on that like button. Let me know you in the building. Cono Loco, what it do? What's happening with it, Cono? Yeah. So, like I said, we definitely gonna cook today. We got some things to talk about. We got some things to talk about. My man, Gary Russell Jr. and Gary Antoine back on the scenes. You know what I'm saying? Gary Russell, man, Gary Russell Jr., man, I love his energy for real. Them some real ones right there, for sure. Mr. J Dub 20 Tex, what's happening with it? Almighty, what it do? Swat Jones, Anthony Johnson in the building. James off in the building. Yeah, and y'all smash on that like button for me when you come in. Yeah. We definitely gonna cook today. We definitely finna cook today. Yeah, they sending out the notifications hella slow, but we in here. Nah, Swat Jones, you know what I'm saying? And one thing about the Russells, they mean what they say. Real talk. Them some real dudes right there. You feel me? Them some real ass dudes right there. And you could tell. I know a real one when I see him. Seattle Boxing Talk, what's happening with it? Mr. J Dub, what's happening with it, man? I appreciate you coming through showing support for the channel. Off in that super chat. Yeah. But yeah, we gonna cook, man. We gonna cook. We got a lot of fights going down this weekend, and it's gonna be a great weekend of boxing for sure. It's for sure finna be a great weekend of boxing. I'm excited. I'm real excited for this weekend. Um, Danny Garcia. I like his energy, man. Danny Garcia looked like that he excited for this fight. You know, um, Last time when I seen Danny Garcia versus Errol Spence, you could tell it was a lot of nervous energy going on with Danny. So it was a lot of nervous energy. This time, Danny Garcia, he energetic. He got a smile on his face, and that's a good sign. Let me know that Danny ready to get down, you know what I'm saying, and do business and get the job done this weekend. Omega Red, what's happening with it? You know what I'm saying? What's happening with it? You said, Swat, you rocking with Jose? Nah, I gotta rock with Danny. But like I said, we gonna talk about that fight. We're gonna get everybody picks. We're gonna get everybody picks for sure and see who everybody rocking with this weekend. It's a good fight card. You got Adam Konaki. He fighting that big ass. I don't know what that dude is he fighting, but Adam Konaki, man, I think this about his last go around. If he go in that bitch, if he go in there and get beat up again, you know what I'm saying, like he did the last two times we seen him, they pretty much going, you know what I'm saying, they pretty much going be done with Adam Konaki. Real talk. And remember how they was trying to build oh, excuse me, y'all. Remember how they was trying to build Adam Konaki at one point, trying to talk about he was gonna be. They thought he could beat Wilder and all that bullshit. Come on, man. They better be glad Adam Konaki never made it to that point to where they put that boy in the ring with Wilder. Then y'all remember that when they was trying to talk about Adam Konaki and Wilder. That was the fight that they was trying to build up. And then Adam Kanaki started getting whooped on. That shit would have been so ugly if he had got hit by Wilder. Because, I mean, he ain't got no defense. Wilder might have took that boy life. But we're going to see what Adam Kanaki do this weekend against that dude he fighting. Let me, I don't know that dude's name. Let me try to pull up that dude's name he fighting. I can't remember. I've seen him fight before, though. The cat that Adam Kanaki's about to fight, I've seen him fight before. I just can't think of his name. Give me a minute. I'm gonna try to pull him up right here on my phone. Hold on. Yeah, they definitely got a nice card. Jay Grant, what's happening with it? They definitely got a nice card this weekend for sure. All right, I got it right. Hold on. Okay, he finna fight Ali Aaron Demezrin. I don't know how the hell how you say that, man. But they putting him in against a dude that's 16-1. He a Turkish fighter. He from Turkey. Oh, okay. I know I have remember seeing him fight. He lost to F.A. Jogba, but he beat Gerald Washington and yeah. So this is a fight that Adam Kanaki should be able to win. Adam Kanaki should be able to win this fight. But hey, I wouldn't put my money on no Adam Kanaki, real talk, because shit, I don't trust him. His defense is just too suspect, and he looked bad in his last two fights. Dory Jones, what's happening with it? Kelly Thompson says, just stopping through to show some love. I appreciate that. I appreciate you showing some love to the channel. Macadose, Mac of the South, what's happening with it? Yeah, and like I said, y'all hit the like button. They sending out my notification very slowly, but y'all hit my like button. What's good with it? KG, that Big Ken's barbecue in the building. Yeah, but yeah. So Adam Kanaki, you know what I'm saying? He fighting this dude. They giving him an opponent that he should beat, but this the heavyweight division. You know what I'm saying? One punch could end it all in the heavyweight division. So we'll see. You know what I'm saying? He fighting this big ass, slow ass Turkish dude. So you know, I think Adam Kanaki should be able to pull this one out. He should be able to pull this one out. But who else on this card? We got besides the main fights. Like to tell you the truth, I don't know why the hell. I know that Adam Kanaki is from New York. You know what I'm saying? He from Brooklyn or whatever. But man, I don't give a damn. They shouldn't have had him co-main eventing this card with Gary Antoine Russell on there. Cause Gary Antoine Russell finna put on the show. You know what I'm saying? He finna put on the show. He got something to prove. And y'all see that boy Gary Antoine Russell looking ripped up, you know what I'm saying? Cut up like a bag of dope. That boy came in at 130. What he come in? 137. I told y'all boys, Gary Antoine Russell can make 135 easy. And they better hope he don't move down to 135 if he can't get no big fights at 140. Because that's what's going to fuck around happen is Gary Antoine is going to mess around and move down to 135 because he can't get no big fights at 140. It's going to be real ugly for them boys. Macadam 1, what's happening with it? Yeah, but so I'm ready for this weekend. Swad Jones, man, I appreciate you coming through in that super chat, showing love to the channel. He said, love the channel, ETB, respect and love, big dog. It's Gary Antoine Russell, time to shine. Y'all, you already know. You know what I'm saying? You see that boy, man, you see him ripped up like a bag of dope. You see him cut up like a bag of dope. Gary Antoine, and people say, you know, damn, why he weigh in so much under the weight limit? You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen him weigh in at 136 before. And people say, well, why is he coming? He fight at 140. How come he weigh in so low? Because he work all the time. Them dudes is in the gym. The Russells is in the gym working all the time. You know what I'm saying? Every day. Whatever your hobby is, their hobby is in the gym working out. You know what I'm saying? That they work out 7 days a week. So their body, his body is just like that. He not like, he don't put on no weight like that. You know what I'm saying? He just fighting at 140 because that's the weight that they wanted him to fight at when he turned pro. If they wanted him to fight at 135, he could have fought at 135 easy. And to tell you the truth, Gary Antoine Russell is small for his weight division. Most of them dudes, like you see Victor Poster was like 5'10", 5'11". You see Josh Taylor like 5'11". You see what's the Mexican that Josh Taylor beat for the rest of the belts? I can't think of his name. He like 5'10", 5'11". And Gary Antoine Russell, he barely 5'8". He like 5'7" and a half, 5'8". So people don't understand that he's small for the weight division, but he just fight like he, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Jose Ramirez. Gary Antoine Russell, he just fight. The way he fight, you think that, you know, oh man, he the big Russell because he's bigger than the rest of his brothers, but he's small for that division. And I'm telling people, you know what I'm saying? I fuck with Tank. I fuck with Devin Haney. All them dudes, you know what I'm saying? Frank Martin, all them, you know, the names at 135. All them dudes is hell of a fighters. But I think, man, if they fuck around and start giving Gary Antoine fights and keep him active, I don't see none of them beating him. I really don't see none of them dudes beating Gary Antoine Russell. But it's a lot of shit going on with the PBC and the Russells, and I'm gonna talk about that shit too. I'm gonna touch on a little bit of that. A damn mess. What's happening with it? Salute. Yeah. So you know, it really, I don't like how they doing, how they did Gary Russell, how they gonna do Gary Russell, and I think Gary Russell has realized what's going. Well, he been knowing what's going on, but he just, you know. I think he kind of accepted what's going on, but I'm gonna talk about that shit because I want to kind of get deeper into that shit when I get some more people in the building, you know, and whatnot. But like I said, man, this weekend finna be fireworks. As far as Danny Garcia and Jose Benavidez, I definitely got Danny Garcia, like I said. Jose Benavidez, he haven't taken the sport of boxing serious. You know what I'm saying? He off and on. You can't play with boxing. You just can't. Jose Benavidez at one point in time, if you go to his Instagram, because I've been following him, at one point in time, he was probably walking around at like 220, 230 pounds. 220, 230 at one time when he had, you know, took that long layoff and he was kind of semi-retired from boxing. And to do that and then come back and have to drop all the way down to 154, you know, it's been a while, but he still had all that weight and he still wasn't taking the sport serious. And he set out all them years after the Crawford fight and, you know, all of that. But, bro, this is not no game. And you heard Danny Garcia say, hey, yeah, I was out of the sport, but I was never out of the sport. You know, Danny Garcia said, hey, I was still watching boxing, still following boxing. I was still training, you know, in the gym. I was still running. He said, you know, and I was building muscle because I knew I was going up to 154. You know, so I know that Jose Benavidez is the bigger guy, but Danny Garcia, man, it's just, I think Danny Garcia is the better fighter. Jose Benavidez, he could have been, but he chose, you know, to be in the streets and shit. He chose, you know, to be in the streets and all that extra shit, and end up getting that injury, end up getting shot, and all of that. But you know, he tried to make a comeback. But really, me watching Jose Benavidez's last fight. Yeah, that he looked bad. He looked bad his last fight. And I know he probably gonna look better than he did his last fight, but how much better? Because in order to beat somebody like Danny Garcia, he gonna have to do a whole 360 from what he looked like his last fight, and I don't see it. BN Boxing News, what's happening with it? Dominique says, yo, ETB, since both your favorite fighters can make 135, who you got, Stevenson or Shakur Stevenson or Gary Antoine Russell? Man, that's a tough one right there. That's a tough one. You know, because Shakur Stevenson is the type of fighter that he can make a fight boring, right? If Shakur Stevenson and Gary Antoine Russell got in the ring with each other, it'll be a clash of styles. You know, Shakur Stevenson, he's a fighter that he could get in there with somebody and he can make it boring. You know what I'm saying? He can make it boring. He can make it so he don't get touched for 12 rounds. Well, everybody gonna get touched, but y'all know what I'm saying, right? He can make it a very boring boxing fight, right? And that's why I pick him over Tank Davis, because see, the thing about Tank is not very active. You see what I'm saying? Tank is, he's not a fighter that's gonna come in there and press you and be real active. He kind of pick his spots. And his fighting style, yeah, he'll still give Shakur some trouble when he do decide to pick his spot, but I think that Shakur outboxed him. And really, I don't think that Tank could win more than 4 rounds against Shakur. Really, I don't. But Gary Antoine Russell is a different style fighter. Although I think that Tank got more power than Gary Antoine, but Gary is fast. He's fast also, and he's a pressure fighter. So him in the ring with Shakur, he gonna be on Shakur. Shakur's gonna have to fight off the back foot for 12 rounds. And he gonna be on Shakur ass. Everywhere Shakur go, he gonna be right in Shakur ass. You know what I'm saying? Shakur pivot to the left, he right there. Shakur pivot to the right, he right there. Shakur slide back, he right there on him. And it's not gonna be a situation like Victor Postal, to where Victor Postal was able to stay on the outside for a while until Gary Antoine figured him out. And then Victor Postal couldn't stay away from him. But Victor Postal is a long, fighter that's damn near 6 foot long with a goddamn reach of a fucking, super middleweight. So I think that's a clash of styles. But I don't know, man. That's a hard fight to pick. That's a very hard fight to pick. I tell you the truth, in that fight, I wouldn't even pick a winner. I just sit back and just, whoever win. Whoever win. Um, I think it, different styles make different type of fights. I think for Gary Antoine Russell, um, the style that's gonna cause him problems, or in order to beat him, you're gonna have to be a pressure fighter like him, but have more skills. But he on the come up, man. Gary Antoine Russell, he just needs to they need to start treating him like he's a up and coming superstar in the game. And what I mean by that is they need to keep him active. You know what I'm saying? But I like, this time around, they didn't take too long to give him another fight. Although that they should have gave him another fight quicker, but he had a lot of stuff going on in his life also. But let me see, because he fought Victor Postal this year. I believe that was earlier this year. Let me see. Let me pull it up real quick. I think he fought Victor Postal in February. So with March, April, May, June, July. So that's not that bad. You know what I'm saying? That's not that bad. They now they look like they trying to, starting to move Gary Antoine Russell a little bit more, right? But at the time before that, he was out over a year before he got that Victor Postal fighter, damn near around a year. So like I said, with talent like that, you need to keep them active. Just like you see Vito Milanicki Jr. on your motherfucking TV screen every time they got a show. You feel me? They trying to push that kid and push that kid. They need to be doing the same shit with the Russells, both of them. But the Russells, man, one thing about them, man, they some real ass cats, and they went through all of that adversity that they didn't went through. You know what I'm saying? Batman passing, they pops passing. There was a head trainer also. All that adversity that they went through, and if you talk to them and you look at them, you would never know. You know what I'm saying? They have, great composure, and that translates to the ring too. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of fighters will let that affect them in the ring, and we're not going to see that from Gary Antoine. You don't see it in interviews or none of that, And I think that they like Gary Antoine Russell said, he said, hey, my father passing, that's just making me take it to a whole nother level, because I already know what he want out of me. Now, right now, I have a chip on my shoulder to basically make my pops proud, looking down on me. He said, I've been going harder in the gym. So yeah, he said, shit, that's not going to affect me in no type of way, but in no type of negative way. It's going to affect me in a positive way. And that's, and that just tell you something about his character, having all that tragedy in his life. And he telling you, well, it ain't going to affect me in a negative way. I'm going to let it affect me in a positive way. And Jamaican Shalice, Macadon 1, Dominique, Delano, what's happening with it? Salute to y'all. Keith Johnson, Johnny Q in the building. There you go. Bruce Gas off in the building. The OG, what's happening with it, OG? And B&B Boxing News, what's happening with it, B&B? Yeah. But I was shitting on Ransom Bartholomew because I had him mixed up with his brother. They twins, and his brother, he's the one that to me ain't that good. Ransom Bartholomew, he better than his brother. His record show, I think he's 29-1. So it's a solid fight for Gary Antoine. But after this, they need to get Gary Antoine a title shot. His titles bouncing around at 140. Josh Taylor, he didn't relinquish a few of his belts. I'm looking forward to him relinquishing all of them. And Gary Antoine Russell can grab one of them straps. Now, as far as him getting fights after he get one of them straps, he eventually gonna get one of them straps. But after he get one of them straps, I don't see none of them dudes running up to fight him. But I would love to see Gary Antoine Russell versus Regis Prograis or Subriel Matisse. I would love to see those two fights. PBC need to make it happen. That's what, because I know that Regis been begging for some smoke. He been begging for smoke. He'll fight Gary Antoine. That's a hell of a fight. Subriel Matisse, I believe he'll fight Gary Antoine. That's a hell of a fight. So those are fights for fans. If you want to see some good ass fight, and Gary Antoine Russell beat one of them, you can't deny him then. But you just got to give him the opportunity. You see what I'm saying? And so, like, man, I just hope they don't do him like his brother, because one thing about Gary Antoine Russell and the Russells, you know, he could talk. He's a big speaker. Gary Antoine is a big speaker. He can talk, but he doesn't, right? He don't really do no interviews and go on platforms. And if he did, you know, just like me and Batman used to talk about, if he did, he would be a superstar. And, you know, some people, they just don't like that attention like that. They just don't like that attention like that. But if he did, he would be a superstar, because that's what these boxing promotions want. They want these fighters to push themselves now. They want these fighters to go out there and build their own fan base, you know, outside of the ring now. And everybody's just not comfortable in that, you know, environment. You know what I'm saying? Because they really ain't for the bullshit, right? They not for the bullshit. You feel me? They know how to talk. They know how to talk shit, but they not for all of that extra bullshit. And, you know, I get it. I get it. But in boxing, unfortunately, now, with the way that, you know, today is, you got to be able to market yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to market yourself. You got to be able to do these interviews. You got to do these interviews. And, you know, because it's like this, it's out of sight, out of mind. Unless PBC is giving you fights and putting you in front of our faces every 3 months, if they taking, you know what I'm saying, 6, 8 months, a year to give you in between fights, fans start to forget about you. You know what I'm saying? Boxing fans' attention span is short. You know what I'm saying? We got a short attention span. If we don't see you often, we tend to forget about you and, you know, move on to the next. That's just how it is. But y'all hit my like button. Y'all smash the like button. Smash on the like button. Now, as far as Gary Russell, y'all see it with Gary Russell, right? Chris Colbert tried to come up on Gary Russell, you know, and he wasn't really acting tough, but he talked on some shit like, oh man, we could go down the corner, we could spar. And Gary Russell like, man, what the fuck I'ma spar you for, my nigga? I just had shoulder surgery, but my shoulder's still good enough to slap the shit out you. It's still good enough to slap the shit out of a nigga. If you keep on thinking shit sweet, you're going to get your motherfucking ass touched over here. And when Gary Russell told that nigga that shit, he meant every word. He meant every word. Like, nigga, I'm not, and that's just how they is. Like, nigga, I'm not for this, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, this ain't no WWE shit. I'm not for all this camera shit. You come up on me talking that shit, nigga, get ready to get your motherfucking teeth slapped out your mouth. And Gary was real about that shit. Like, nigga, you over here trying to make a scene and you just got your motherfucking ass beat. You just got the brakes beat off of you and tried to run and tapped out. Like, nigga, don't come over here trying to get some motherfucking shine off of me when I'm over here trying to promote my brother. When I'm over here trying to, you know what I'm saying, do what we need to do to promote my brother and do these interviews and shit. and you all up in the camera trying to get some motherfucking shine, pretending like we forgot that you just got the motherfucking brakes beat off of you and was scared to death and admitted you couldn't wait for the fight to end. And motherfucker was scared to death and admitted that he basically tapped out. He conceded. And you over here talking about some we can spar. Nigga, I ain't no motherfucking spar partner. And see, if y'all notice, because fighters know what's going on with other fighters. So he know that Gary Russell had just, you know what I'm saying, is coming off of shoulder surgery. He know Gary Russell coming off shoulder surgery. So you trying to talk tough, talking about, oh man, we can spar and we can do this. Nigga, what was that energy when my shoulder was good? You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, my shoulder good enough to slap the fuck out of you right now. And that's some real shit, you know? But I think Gary realized at that moment, like, I'm gonna slap the shit out this nigga because I don't like this motherfucking sweet ass nigga anyway. Like when Gary was doing this interview, he's like, man, this nigga running around with motherfucking little booty shorts on and shit, fat, ass poking out the back and shit like a bitch. You feel me? Hey, Gary funny because Gary be dead serious. That's what people don't understand. He be dead serious, but the shit he be saying be funny, but he don't crack a smile because he be real serious about that shit. He said Chris Colbert was running around there out of shape, fat in the motherfucker, with booty shorts on, ass poking out the back of his motherfucking booty shorts like a bitch, talking about some sparring. Who he want to spar? I said this dude funny as hell. You could tell that Chris Colbert, like, bro, you not on my level. You know what I'm saying? I just came off of shoulder surgery 3 months ago, and I'm in shape. You know what I'm saying? I'm in shape. You walking around here, you ain't got no type of injury. They got your ass beat, and you walking around here fat as shit. You walking around here look like you 40, 50 pounds over your fight weight. Face fat and everything. And you talking about some sparring. So, yeah, man, Gary wouldn't rip that bullshit. But as far as Gary Russell, what I really want to talk about is I believe that Gary Russell has realized and he's kind of come to the conclusion. I don't want to say that he's accepted it, but he's kind of, you know what I'm saying? He kind of accepted it like, you know what? Al Heyman and the PBC, they blackballed me. Like, they going to blackball me. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to give me no more fights. And now I'm going to focus on the careers of my brothers. And the reason I say this is because when Gary was asked about, fighting certain fighters or whatever, and he was like, yeah, man, I want all of the big names. He said, but you know what? So they like, so when we going to see you back in the ring? Is it going to be soon? He like, you know what, man? He like, man, it like, and y'all might see me around this time next year and, maybe not. I don't know. He was like, man, it is what it is, basically. It is what it is, I'm going to focus on my brothers. And that let me know that he realized that these people ain't going to give me no more fucking fights. Gary really want to come out and say what the deal is really behind the scenes with Al Heyman and PBC, but he really can't because he knows that it's going to affect his brothers. You know what I'm saying? Well, Jay Grant, he's saying that he won't be cut. He said, y'all might see me around this time next year and maybe not. He said, we'll see. I don't know. But really what it is he don't want to come out and tell the fans, like, pretty much they ain't gonna fuck with me no more. They're not gonna give me no more fights. But and that's just what it is, because Gary raw. If he tell you half of the story, he gonna tell you just what it is raw. Like, what I'm saying, Al Heyman and Floyd Mayweather bitch ass and all of them that's running shit, the higher ups, they fucking blackballing me. They blackballing me, and it's an incident. And I'm not gonna get into the incident, but I know about the incident because my brother Batman, he told me what happened. It's an incident that happened with Al Heyman behind the scenes, with Gary Russell, right? Because Gary Russell a real one. Gary Russell just, he gonna tell you how he feel. He don't give a fuck who you is. And Al Heyman, whatever happened between them, Al Heyman took that shit and he held that shit over Gary Russell's head, and then it made it worse when Gary told Floyd Mayweather what he told him. And then Floyd turned around and he went to Al. That's why you didn't see Gary Russell getting none of those fights that he was calling for, because Floyd went to Al and made sure that Al wouldn't, that Al wouldn't make none of that shit happen for him. And I'm going to just leave it at that. So the only reason that Gary was getting any fights at all, this what motherfuckers need to know that talk a whole bunch of shit talking about, man, Gary only fight once a year. Gary, this. Y'all don't know what the behind the scenes, the politics that was going on. So the only reason we even got to see Gary fight once a year after all that shit went down, the only reason is because he had a belt and they pretty much had no choice until they got that belt off of his waist. That's why y'all seen them set him up with that Mark Masayo shit. That's why y'all seen what happened. They were setting him up to get that strap up off of him. They already had the outcome in order, because they know once they got that strap off of him, well, we ain't got to deal with him no more. We ain't got to give him no more fights after that. And people might say, well, why don't Gary just go over, and fuck with another, Eddie Hearn or somebody? Honestly, he wanted to, but he didn't, because his brothers is signed to Al Heyman for a long time. So if he go against the grain, right, now he's risking his brothers, he's risking them holding that against his brothers, and then them doing the same thing that they did to him, to his brothers, and he'll stand up dude, and he like, you know what, I'm a basically he sacrificed his career so his brothers could have a career. And that's what happened. And that's what happened. I'm not going to get too deep into it. I'm going to leave it at that. But Gary Russell, he's being blackballed, and now he realized that he's being blackballed out the sport. That's why he's telling you, like, yeah, y'all might see me around this time next year, or maybe not. I don't know. And his shoulder, he do got a shoulder injury that he's rehabbing and healing from. But Gary, the type of dude that he'll go in there with his shoulder 80%. Like, if that was the case, if he were able to get fights, but he know that PBC is not going to give him no more fights. Al Heyman and Floyd Mayweather, they got the power at PBC. You know what I'm saying? And if Floyd go to Al and tell him, hey, don't get this nigga shit, and Al already feels some type of way towards Gary Russell, because Gary then told Al what he had on his motherfucking mind. And trust me, Al not used to people telling him the shit that Gary told him. And so it's like, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, I ain't hold my tongue, and I stood up for my shit like a man. I stood on my shit like a man. I ain't walking around with my head down because y'all got all the power and hold my tongue. No, I let y'all motherfuckers know what it is. You feel me? And it is what it is. And I'll suffer the consequences, that come with it. And you got to respect that. And what's happening with it, Coach? Glove Up Boxing, Mo, Coach in the building. Knockout Boxing 86 TV in the building. Man, great job last night. On keeping control of the debate between Money Brown and Drico Bay. Great job last night, moderating, man. Yeah, you did great. That was man, that was a hell of a show. I had fun. I was having fun watching that shit last night, listening to it. Uh, the boxing section, TBS, what's happening with it? And and y'all make sure that y'all sub to Glove Up Boxing and more. Coach will be having the couple show tonight, and go join him. Hop on the panel. Unfortunately, I won't be able to. I'm gonna be listening. I won't. We're gonna be doing stuff with the kids tonight. So unfortunately, I won't be able to hop on the panel. But the week after that, I'm gonna make it my duty for us to get on, to join the show. And y'all, if y'all ain't watching the Friday night show on Glove Up Boxing and more, the couple show, y'all missing out. Y'all missing out for real. I'm talking about Coach and the Queen. They keep that shit raw. They keep that shit raw. You know what I'm saying? They ain't on camera pretending for the audience and shit. They keep it raw, and it's great discussion. It's great discussion that everybody needs to be having, whether you in a relationship or whether you single. You real talk, and they keep it raw. You know what I'm saying? They not trying to put on and pretend like they got the, perfect relationship in front of the camera for the people. None of that fake shit. And so, yeah, and Kyle, you need to bring your wife on there. Kyle, y'all will like that shit, man. Y'all will love it. Real talk. Hey, my man John Kramer said, breaking news. Draco Crawford tested positive for a banned substance. Hey, you a fool. You a fool for that. Yes, Why Jones. And Coach, drop your link in the chat. Man, it's a hell of a show. They over there putting on, man. Y'all got to go over there and y'all definitely got to go over there tonight. Knockout Boxing. Knockout say they got another debate next week, Thursday night, between me and Dub Right Side on Tank versus Devin. OTB will be special guest moderator. Yeah, see, and salute to Dub Right Side, always on the right side, never on the wrong side. See, Knockout, he you know what I'm saying? Him and Dub Right Side, they going to Knockout don't want that smoke with me. Now, Knockout don't want that smoke with me when it comes to that Tank Davis and Devin Haney shit. You feel me? Now I'm just fucking with you. Now y'all done seen me and Knockout go at it on here several times. I be sick of debating niggas about Tank though. For real. I really get sick of debating niggas about Tank, to tell you the truth. I don't know what it is to debate about when it comes to Tank Davis and Devin Haney, because you got one nigga that got talent, he's special, and you got another fighter that got talent and he's special. But the difference is you got one fighter that want all the smoke, and you got one fighter that don't want no motherfucking smoke. You got one fighter that's comfortable with basically, and that's just what it is. Like shit. I can make the money I'm making and don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't have to risk getting a L on my record and risk getting in there with none of these, guys that can cause me some damage, do some damage to me. Shit. Like I tell motherfuckers all the time, if you gonna pay me, you say, okay, I got $100,000 for you. You know what I'm saying? You can walk 1 mile, or you can sprint that shit at full speed the whole fucking mile. What the fuck you think I'm gonna do? I know I can't sprint a mile at full speed, right? And I know I might can, but I know I'm probably gonna pass out afterwards. So I'm gonna take that $100,000 and I'm gonna walk that mile. That's what motherfucking Gervonta Davis is doing. He's taking he taking millions of dollars, and he, you know what I'm saying, he walking into the ring and he walking right out unscathed. You feel me? He walking in and he ain't got to take and I'm not gonna say he's not taking no risk, but he's taking the least amount of risk. It is what it is. That doesn't say, and that's not saying that Gervonta Davis is not a special fighter. That's not saying that Gervonta Davis can't beat all of your favorite fighters and my favorite fighters. But he ain't willing to get in the ring with them. It is what it is. He's not willing to get in the ring with him. And we're not going to say, oh, man, well, it's Leonard and Floyd. No, it's him. He decided who he wanted to sign with, back with, and it is what it is. Jay Grant, he might be stealing some of their money, but he ain't stealing shit from me. Because I ain't never paid for a Tank Davis fight, and I won't until he get in there and fight somebody. For real. I won't pay to go to a Tank Davis fight, and I won't pay to watch one on TV until he get in there and fight somebody. Now he get in there and fight somebody, oh, I'll happily pay for it. Knockout say, we went at it so many times, bro. I got an idea for you, though. He said, I want you versus the homie Southern T on Jermall Charlo versus David Benavidez. Man, Southern T do not want this smoke. He definitely don't want this smoke if he's trying to take up for Jermall Charlo. For real. That nigga definitely don't want that smoke. Shit. Yeah, but salute to Southern T. I fuck with Southern T, but he definitely don't want no smoke with me when it comes to a debate, especially on some shit like that. And I'm actually going to talk about Jermall Charlo and David Benavidez right now. So if you got his number, if he wants to smoke, he can hop on this motherfucking panel right now. Nah, not today. I can't. I only got about like 30 more minutes and I got to get off. So, but you definitely can set that up, Knockout. You definitely can set that up, Knockout, because, yeah, I promise you he don't want that. Hey, man, he can come in with motherfucking all type of shit in it, PEDs in this system for that, John Kramer, and he still ain't gonna come close to winning. But man, back to the topic at hand. All right, Knockout for sure. And salute to Southern T. If y'all ain't subscribed to Southern T Boxing, go sub to the brother. Real talk. If y'all not sub to him, go sub to the brother. Yeah, man. So let's talk about but so like I said, man, if y'all heard what I said about Gary Russell Jr., that's the deal with Gary Russell Jr. That's what was going on with him, and that's just what it is, But y'all hit the like button. Y'all smash on the like button. If y'all ain't hit my like button yet, make sure that y'all smash on my like button. Let's talk about Danny Garcia real quick. The main event this weekend, Danny Garcia and Jose Benavidez. Danny Garcia and Jose Benavidez. Let me put a 1 in the chat if you got Danny Garcia. Put a 2 in the chat if you got Jose Benavidez. Put a 1 in the chat for Danny Garcia and 2 for Jose Benavidez. Man, okay. Let me see what we got. We got Shaquita Moore. She got Danny Garcia. Knockout got Danny. Jamaican Shalice, he got Jose Benavidez. Emmanuel Pettigrew got Danny. James got Danny. John Kramer, he said he got 3. What's that, a motherfucking draw? Kelly Thompson got Danny. Lynch Patrick got Danny. Swat Jones got Jose. James Brody got Jose. Dominique got Danny. Jay Grant got Danny. Love Him Down Gaither got Danny. Enigma Son got Danny. Levi Baby got Danny. Mr. Mechanical, he says this is toss up. Whoever lose, career over. I agree with that. I surely agree with you on that, Mr. Mechanical. Damn, Jay Grant said he hoped they KO each other. God damn. Crypto Glide say 2, and I'm going to the fight. Okay. Yeah, that's a good card to go to. That's a hell of a fight card to go to. Barclays Center finna be lit. Jeff Sosa got Danny. Macadon 1 got Danny. King Styles Production got Danny. My brother Kyle in the building. What's happening with it? Boxing Section TBS. Y'all make sure that y'all go sub to the Boxing Section TBS. Be giving y'all that late night fire ass live shows. John Kramer, let me see. Marcus Hayes, what's happening with it? He got Danny. Chef Sosa got Danny. So yeah, man, I definitely got Danny. I got Danny Garcia winning this fight. I got Danny, I think it's gonna go to decision because a lot of people, I hear a lot of people saying it's gonna, be a knockout, right? This fight ain't gonna last. But I'm gonna say this, right? Danny Garcia got a granite chin. So I definitely don't see Jose Benavidez knocking him out, right? Now, when you go and you talk about Danny Garcia knocking out Jose Benavidez, well, you got to go look at Danny Garcia's career, right? Danny Garcia really ain't been knocking out nobody like that at 147. I mean, yeah, he stopped a couple of them cats, but those were cats that he should have been stopping. Like Danny Garcia wasn't a knockout artist at one. Now he can punch, but he just not, because see, Danny, he relies on that one punch to catch you, that hook, that to just stop you in your tracks and knock you clean out, right? And when he moved up in competition, Danny Garcia, he wasn't knocking nobody out like that. He hurt some cats. He hurt Keith Thurman, hurt Sean Porter, but he wasn't no knockout artist at 147. So for me, seeing Danny Garcia move up to 154, yeah, he might be stronger. You know what I'm saying? But I don't see him just being no knockout artist at 154. And Jose Benavidez, he's tough. Yeah, he did get stopped. He got stopped by Crawford, but he got hit with some shit that he didn't see. You know what I'm saying? Crawford a lot more slicker than Danny Garcia. He got hit with some fast shit that he didn't see, and that's the punch that really gets you. Coach say he picked Jose. I heard you say that shit. I heard you say you got Jose Benavidez on last night on Knockout Channel, but you ain't gonna put no money on it though. So do you really got Jose Benavidez? Let me see if I miss anybody. Levi, what's happening with it? He said he got one. He said he got Danny. Enigmatic got Danny. Love him down. Gaither got Danny. Let me see. A1 Hoops on. What's happening with it? Emmanuel H in the building. Y'all make sure that y'all go sub to my brother Emmanuel H. Get him to 1K subs. He's giving y'all all of the dope basketball content that's going on through the free agency, through the offseason, all of that. You know what I'm saying? Go sub to A1 Hoop Zone. All you got to do is click on that link that he put in there. It's going to take you right there. Click the sub, and it's not even going to make you leave this live stream. It's easy as that. Make sure that y'all go show him some love and sub to him. But John Kramer. Yeah, Coach say hell no, he ain't putting no money on Jose. But no, I got Danny. I think that Danny at this point in his career, he's just a better fighter. You know what I'm saying? He's just a better fighter. Oh shit. Well, John Kramer, I think you got me. What you hit me for last time? We can run it back. Whatever you hit me for last time, John, let's run that back. God, I think you got me for some shit. I can't remember what fight it was, but I think, John, you got me for something last time we bet. So we can run that back. I definitely got Danny Garcia. I don't think it's gonna be no easy fight for Danny Garcia because Jose Benavidez is long. He got a long jab, but I think Danny Garcia is I think he's good enough at this point in his career to beat Jose Benavidez that's been out. Jose Benavidez, he's kind of a stationary target, Ever since that, he got shot in the leg, he can't move like that. And yeah, man. And you ain't finna hurt Danny. Danny got a granite chin. You feel me? So you not finna hurt Danny. So you got to be able to outbox him. And at this point in Jose Benavidez' career, I don't think that he can outbox Danny. And really, I don't think that he gonna have the stamina to to keep up with Danny. And that's saying something, because we know Danny, his problem is, not letting his hands go a lot. But I think Danny is in great shape. And like I said, he in great spirits. He not real serious. He's smiling. He's having fun. And I think when Danny is in that form, he's dangerous. Okay, yeah, definitely let me know before the show over. I only got about 20 more minutes and I'm gonna wrap it up anyway. I got about like 20 more minutes and I'm gonna wrap it up. So y'all hit the like button. Y'all make sure that y'all smash the like button. Smash on my like button. Now, one thing I want to do, right? So I got Danny Garcia. I think it's gonna be a hell of a fight. And yeah, I can't wait. Now, like I said, I can't be on here too long today. I got some things I gotta do. So I'm gonna wrap it up early today. But I do gotta get in to some things that I heard. First, I want to say real quick, on Stephen Espinoza. He came out and he talked about Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, right? And they having problems making this fight, y'all. I told y'all, and they having problems now making this fight, because I'm listening to Stephen Espinoza, and what he said, we hit a wall, but we're still, talks haven't fallen off. We're still talking, we're still negotiating, and he's saying that it's hopes to make this fight by the end of the year. Now, what that sounds like to me is Stephen Espinoza is not even real sure that they're gonna be able to get this deal done to get this fight popping before the year is out. And that's a problem, because I feel that if if shit was going smoothly and he didn't see no problems making this fight, I think he would have been like, oh yeah, we're very optimistic. We still working a couple things out, but the fight, it looked like it's gonna be made. It'll be made this year, but he wasn't on that type of time. He was on some yeah, we hope that we can still get this fight. It looks like, yeah, we still talking. Talks haven't fallen off, and we hope that we can still get this fight done by the end, by this year. I don't know. I think it's gonna happen, but because like I said, if it don't happen, that shit gonna fall back on Crawford, bruh. You ain't got a home right now. Like I said yesterday, he don't have a home. So whatever they offering you is more than you've ever made by a long shot. So you got to take what they gonna give you. Because if you walk away from the table and you don't fight Errol Spence, ain't nobody else fucking with you. You can go back to Bob. Bob a businessman. Bob will let you go back and fight Josh Taylor or somebody, but he gonna lowball you because he know you ain't got nowhere else to go. At that point in time, Bob can treat you however the fuck he want to treat you. Cause he like, oh, that motherfucker ain't got nowhere else to go. Now he got to do what I say. So you don't want to do that. We know he don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Eddie Hearn already said, I ain't got shit for you over here. What else you gonna do? The rest of the fighters at PBC. So, like I said, we all just need to cross our fingers and hope that they get it done. But, they hit a wall. You could tell they've hit a wall, and they at a standstill right now. But negotiations be like that sometimes. But and another thing is, y'all gotta understand is that with a fight of this magnitude, they need to wrap up the negotiations by a certain time frame. Because in order, if you paying these fighters, both their career high paydays, they're gonna need a lot of time to promote this fight. You got football, and they're gonna need to lock in the venue, things with the network, because you're gonna have football season on, you're gonna have basketball season. You're gonna have football and basketball season going on, right? So you're gonna have to base this fight around NFL and the NBA and the UFC. They gotta have the right date to put this fight on and the right venue. In order to do that, you gotta have all that shit months and months ahead of time. Like right now, we should already know that the fight is happening. If it take, another 2-3 weeks, we might not get this fight because they're gonna have to push it back further. We already seen that they pushed they have tried to, I think the first month that they were looking at was October. They couldn't get the deal done. So they had to push it back to November. Now if you push it back up into December, now you got NFL going on, NBA going on, the UFC got events, and you got Christmas going on. So this shit is bigger than just Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. They got to get this shit popping. For a fight of this magnitude, you got to have a lot of promotion. You got to tour different cities and all of that. So yeah, they kind of in the rush to get this shit popping, but they got to hurry up. But so yeah, and y'all hit the like button, smash on the like button, y'all. Now, what I want to talk about before I get up out of here, I want to talk about Jermall Charlo, right? Steven Espinoza, he says, the fight that we want to make is Jermall Charlo and David Benavidez. He kind of, what I'm saying? Now, he let us know right off the rip, we're not going to see Jermall Charlo and Demetrius Andrade, because he said, basically, in so many words, we over here at PBC, we don't want nothing to do with Demetrius Andrade. Demetrius Andrade had his chance, and he had several chances to do business with us, and he chose to go to DAZN. And you could tell by Steven Espinoza's by his energy towards Demetrius Andrade that he's not fucking with Demetrius Andrade. He says Demetrius Andrade, right? We offered Demetrius Andrade fights. One of the fights was Jermall Charlo. And he said Demetrius Andrade chose to go with DAZN, and he told you that, hey, if DAZN is going to have me fight all these easy ass fights and pay me millions of dollars to do it, why wouldn't I go to DAZN? This is what Steven Espinoza said. He says that Demetrius Andrade said that out of his own mouth, that he chose to go to DAZN because he was getting paid a lot of money to fight easy ass fights. He said, so he made his choice. He made his bed, now he have to lie in it. So it sucks for the fans because the Jermall Charlo and Demetrius Andrade fight, we're not going to get it. Showtime, Al Heyman, and Steven Espinoza, they're not fucking with Demetrius Andrade. But what they really let me know, right? That's on Demetrius Andrade. But it's funny how Jermall Charlo knows that. Y'all don't think that Jermall Charlo knows that they're not going to make a fight between him and Demetrius Andrade? See, that's what I'm saying. Jermall Charlo, man, he's a character to me. And I like Jermall Charlo, but I'm starting to not like his ass more and more because the nigga's a character. You don't think that he now all of a sudden now he does a live calling out Demetrius Andrade, saying he want to fight Demetrius Andrade next, knowing that Steven Espinoza, Al Heyman, and all of them told him already that they ain't doing no business with Demetrius Andrade. That shit don't make no sense to me. It make a lot of sense though, right? It make a lot of sense. Now you know you're not going to have to fight the man, and it's not even possible for you to fight the man. Now you all of a sudden pretending like you want to fight him. Like, that shit crazy to me. But Demetrius Andrade, you know, he did a lot of fucked up business. He made his bed. Now he got to lie in it. So let's go to Benavidez. Next on the table, like I said, my man Ohio runs boxing in the building. What's happening with it? What's good with it, man? And if y'all don't follow Ohio Runs Boxing, make sure that you go follow Ohio Runs Boxing on Instagram, and with my boy OTB Boxing Class 101. Him and Ohio, they be doing the live streams too. So if y'all should already be sub to OTB Boxing Class. Ohio say, I agree 1000%. He's calling out fights that can't be made, and he knows it. Yeah, bro. Like, you can't get that shit past me. I see what you're doing. Because when it was possible to be made, you wasn't really screaming Demetrius Andrade name like that. You was actually saying that you would never fight him. That's what he was saying. When the fight was possible to be made, he was saying he would never fight him. Now that Steven Espinoza and all of them then told Jermall Charlo, you ain't got to worry about him. We not never doing business with him. We don't want nothing to do with him. Now you're calling, all of a sudden now you want to fight him when you know it's not possible. Bro, I ain't trying to hear that shit. And once again, the Couples Corner show with Glove Up Boxing tonight. Y'all need to go on there. If you got women, bring your women through to the show, right? Couples Corner show tonight on Glove Up Boxing, more and more. If you're a single woman, you need to be over there. If you're a single man, you need to be over there. And if you're in a relationship, you need to be over there. Y'all don't want to miss this. Coach and his wife, they dropping links. Y'all can get on the panel, and it's raw. It's straight up raw. You know, about relationships, about men, women, all of that. I love the show. It's at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time tonight. 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. OTB, what's happening with it? Yes, sir. And OTB just finished the live stream. And when y'all leave here, y'all can go check out his live stream if you missed his live stream. But yeah, so back to what I'm saying about Jermall Charlo. Now, right? Now, all of the excuses that a lot of y'all been making for Jermall Charlo, that shit gotta stop. Because Steven Espinoza, he came out and he said the fight that we want for Jermall Charlo, right, and David Benavidez is them two. We want them two to fight each other. Now, we heard David Benavidez say that fight can be made easily. We're on the we both advised by Al Heyman. He says, but David Benavidez spoke to after Steven Espinoza. He says, but the problem is Jermall Charlo don't want the fight. They said, well, what about Caleb Plant? He says, well, Caleb Plant, he don't want the fucking fight neither. He says because Caleb Plant, they're saying that he's supposed to fight Anthony Dirrell next, right? But that fight is not final. He says, why is he fighting Anthony Dirrell when I'm free and I could have took that fight date? Me and him could have made a fight. But behind the scenes, he don't want the fight. He says David Morrell was talking all that shit. David Morrell and his team was talking all that shit. he said he was 100% sure that he was gonna be fighting David Morrell next. That was the fight that was gonna happen next. Both of the teams had spoke and they kind of agreed to it. He says, but now David Morrell is behind the scenes and him and his team talking about they don't want to fight. They need more time now. They don't want to fight. They need more time. So what he's telling you, he says, all of these dudes pretend like they want to fight in the media when they have a camera in front of their face. He says, but behind the scenes, when we try to get these fights done, when we like, hey, let's make it happen. I'm ready. I'm open. You open. The fight date, whatever fight date, I'm ready. He said these guys start backtracking and they let the higher ups know, nah, we don't want that fight right now. So now Jermall Charlo, right? Jermall Charlo, once again, bruh. You talking about a Triple G. We already know that Triple G's not going to fight you. They not going to make Triple G fight you. Triple G told your hard-headed ass years ago, Jermall Charlo, Demetrius Andrade, I'll never fight them. Triple G said that out of his own mouth. And his exact words was, oh, it's other guys that, you know, it's other guys on the come up that I need to fight. I'm not fighting them. When Triple G was still with Abel Sanchez says Triple G will never fight Jermall Charlo or Demetrius Andrade. So Jermall Charlo, why are you still calling out Triple G? You know the sanctioning bodies is not going to make Triple G fight you. So why you still calling him out? It's like this nigga calling out everybody that he knows that he's not going to be able to fight. But you got somebody like David Benavidez that's right in front of your face, then call you all type of bitches and hoes and scary faggots and all type of shit. And now you got Steven Espinoza, the head of Showtime, saying, hey, we want to make that fight. We think that's a great fight. We think that is a fantastic fight. We'll do great numbers. Now your back is up against the wall because it's not only the fans saying that now. Your boss at Showtime is saying that now. Your boss at Showtime is saying that's a great fight. They would love to make that fight happen. But I'm going to tell y'all this. And I know a lot of people that's, you know, ride with Jermall Charlo, you know, and I don't have no, because I was a huge Jermall Charlo fan. But like I told y'all, I'm starting to not be a Jermall Charlo fan more and more because I'm looking at Jermall Charlo demeanor, right? And I'm going to tell y'all right now, the first time Jermall Charlo have a step-up fight, and it's his next step-up fight, and it's crazy that Jermall Charlo like 32, 33 years old, and I'm talking about a step-up fight, right? Man, 32, 33 years old, and I'm on here talking about his step-up fight. But when the next time he get in the ring with an opponent that ain't no fucking Rudy Poot, I'm going to tell y'all, Jermall Charlo going to lose. And I know y'all think some of y'all think I'm a crazy. Jermall Charlo's going to lose. And he probably going to lose badly because I'm looking at Jermall Charlo. He's not in shape. His face fat as fuck. He's not staying in shape and his head is not in the game. Like Jermall Charlo, like we seen it, so I could talk about it. And I usually don't talk about fighters, you know, what happens with their personal life and what go on, but we all seen it. We all seen him interview at the Errol Spence fight drunk in the motherfucker. You can't play with boxing. And Jermall Charlo gonna find that out. As soon as he step up and fight somebody that's real, he's gonna find out that, hey, bro, you pretty much fucked up your career. Jermall Charlo could have been better than Jermall. And I could tell, I could look in his eyes, and I'm going to tell y'all, as soon as he step up, he's going to lose. And as far as Caleb Plant, man, I'm gonna say this about Caleb Plant. I'm a huge Caleb Plant fan. Caleb Plant, that's my guy. But Caleb Plant is another guy. You fought Canelo Alvarez, right? You don't need a comeback fight, right? You fought Canelo. Canelo already been in the ring once and about to be in the ring another time before you even fight again. Y'all ain't hear what I said. Like I said, I'm a huge Caleb Plant fan. But, you know, I keep it 100 straight down the middle. I don't show no favoritism. If you on some bullshit, right? If you're on some bullshit, whether I'm a huge fan of you or not, I'm going to call it out. And Caleb Plant been on some bullshit. Because if you look at Caleb Plant's career, he only got like 21 fights. Right? He been in the game for a long time and only got 21 fights. Now, you had a huge fight with Canelo Alvarez. Canelo fought again, lost, and about to fight again before you even have another fight. That fighting one time a year, bro, why are you only fighting one time a year? Why? Why, when you did an interview with the Boxing Voice, you talking about, oh, you know, I'll fight David Benavidez, but not on my comeback fight. What the fuck you need a comeback fight for? Bro, you lost. Okay, cool. You lost to one of the best fighters in boxing. Come back and fight another motherfucking top dog. If you that nice, see, that's what let me know that these guys, they don't believe in themselves fully. Because, yeah, you took an L. You should want to come back and say, hey, I took an L. I learned from it, but shit, I want all the smoke. You fighting Darrell, and no disrespect to Anthony Darrell, because I'm a huge fan of Anthony Darrell. From Flint Town, I fuck with Anthony Darrell heavy. But everybody know Anthony Darrell is not nowhere near in his prime no more. Anthony Dog Darrell is at the end of his he's at the very end of his career. And you should be fighting David Benavidez, the same David Benavidez that beat the shit out of Anthony Darrell, almost 6 years ago. David Benavidez already beat Anthony Darrell almost 6 years ago. And fast forward 6 years later, and you talking about just stepping in the ring with Anthony Darrell now. That's why David Benavidez is called the monster, because he's trying to fight all these guys. The rest of these dudes, they just trying to, you know what I'm saying? They trying to get big paydays and skate around the big, hard, tough fights. That's what they doing, bro. And I'm not feeling that shit. Like I said, and everybody that know me, they know I rock with Caleb Plant heavy. But I'm not. Coach will tell you. Me and Coach have argued about Caleb Plant and David Benavidez plenty of times. I'm a bigger fan of Caleb Plant than I am David Benavidez, but at this point, I'm starting to be a bigger fan of David Benavidez because I'm a boxing fan, and I want to rock with the fighters that I know that want to fight all of the best opponents. Now, let me read this. Let me read my man Ohio Runs Boxing one more time. And salute to Ohio. He says Jermall is content with the level. He said Jermall is content with the level opposition he's facing because he's making a lot of money, just like Demetrius did with DAZN. And that's a fact. And that's a fact. But you're not going to keep stealing, right, from the fans. You're not going to keep stealing from the fans that go to these fights. We ain't going to keep rocking with that shit because I see what you're doing. Now, Caleb Plant, bro, you almost 30 years old and only got 21 fights. And you had a chance, like David Benavidez said, you had plenty enough chance now to make that fight with David Benavidez. Instead of fighting Anthony Dirrell, you could be fighting David Benavidez, just like David Benavidez said. He says, shit, they ain't finalized. We can still make that shit happen. I'll fight in that date. I'm ready. Ain't nothing wrong with me. Let's make it happen, Caleb. But he said, I know Caleb won't take the fight, just like the rest of these pussies. This is what David Benavidez is saying. So, and I'm starting to feel David Benavidez. He's showing them that, yeah, he's showing everybody these dudes don't want these fights. These guys don't want these fights. They talk that shit in front of the camera, but they really not about that. What is a tune-up fight, bro? Like, you ain't get injured. Why you need a tune-up fight? Like, that's like, you know, but it, like I said, these fighters, they're not 100% confident in their abilities, because see, what Caleb Plant is letting me know, he's letting me know that he's not 100% sure if he could beat David Benavidez. So he like, let me come back, let me get a W on my record, and then I'll go in against somebody like David Benavidez. But if you're 100% sure that you know, that you want to smoke and that you can win the fight, you like, hey, shit, fuck, I'm right back at it. I fought Canelo. Now I want to turn around and fight David Benavidez. See, that's the type of shit that Errol Spence is doing. Errol Spence is, I don't want no motherfucking easy touches. I don't want no motherfucking tune-ups. I'm back to back to back to back to back with this shit, because I believe that I'm better than all of these fighters. I believe that if I get in the ring with any of them, I'm going to beat them. So why I need a motherfucking tune-up? No, I'm back to back with this shit. And see, that's why I respect Errol Spence on a whole nother level. What's happening with it, KQ? So yeah, man, these fighters got to step up. And Jermall Charlo, shit, Jermall Charlo, man, he don't have no motherfucking get out of jail free cards. Jermall Charlo don't have no more get out of jail free cards. When you got Steven Espinoza, David Benavidez daddy, and all of them saying, hey, let's make it happen. You're sitting around talking about, oh man, I'm a champion at 160. Who the fuck you fought at 160? Nobody. Fuck that goddamn championship. Nigga, make a big fight. If you fight David Benavidez, it'll be on pay-per-view, and you're gonna make way more than you're gonna make fighting the goddamn nobody just because you got the WBC strap. They'll even let you keep that WBC strap if you want to keep it. Keep that shit. I'm sure Mauricio Sulaiman will let him keep that belt for a big fight like David Benavidez. They ain't with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Jermall Charlo, this, and I'm gonna sum it up right here. Jermall Charlo, just like Ohio Runs Boxing said, he's content with fighting easy competition that they put in front of him, that they know he can beat, right? He know he can beat easy, get his payday, and continue to roll on. He don't want to fight no tough competition. He really don't. He'll get on live, right? Make a live stream, drunk, and get to talking shit. But when he's sober, his energy different. When it's time to get behind the scenes and call for them fights, his energy is different. And y'all say, well, how you know? You ain't in the office, you know what I'm saying, with Al Heyman and him. How I know? All you got to do is look at the landscape of his career, and that'll tell you everything you need to know. With a name like Jermall Charlo and a resume like that at 160, you mean to tell me that he been trying to make these fights behind the scenes? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And you can bet that. Easy Rima says most of these fighters see David Benavidez on the contract and they make up excuses. And that's a fact. It's a fact they do. We can see it. The proof is in the pudding. But you know, and I'm about to wrap it up. But David Benavidez, a lot of people talking about him. Oh well, once you go up to move up to 175 and fight Arthur Benavidez. And this tells me how real David Benavidez is. This right here proves how real David Benavidez is. They said, once you go to 175 and fight Arthur Benavidez, right? Would you do that? And he says, yeah, I would go to 175 and fight Arthur Benavidez, but I wouldn't fight him immediately. He said I would have to get a couple fights because I respect the man that Arthur Benavidez is. He said, I'm not going to sit up here and just lie to you and tell you that I'll just move right up and fight him, because I'm not. He said he's too dangerous of an opponent for me just to move right up, you know, to another weight class to 175 and fight him right off the rip. He says, I respect him. He said, you got to respect the sport of boxing. You got to respect the sport of boxing. And he says, I respect him as a champion, so I know that I can't just get in there right off the rip and get in the ring with Arthur Benavidez. He says, yeah, I'll definitely fight him, but I would need, you know, a fight or two before I do that. And you got to respect that, because he could have easily, right, blew smoke in the fucking camera, lied his ass off, and said, yeah, you know, we can make that fight. I'll move up, knowing that, you know, it ain't possible right now. Just same type of shit that Jermall Charlo do, right? He could have did that, but he told y'all, you know, he kept it real with everybody. Like, yeah, I'll do it, but I'm not willing to do it right off the rip, because, you know, hey, I respect him, you know, and that's what I like, right? I like being truthful and fighters that want all the smoke. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of boxing, the sport of boxing, before I'm a fan of any fighter. When these fighters retire, whatever they do in their life, I'ma still be a fan of boxing. Before they was born, I was a fan of boxing. So I could never be like some of you radical ass niggas that just are fans of a certain fighter and that fighter can do no wrong. I could never be that. Because what you gonna do when that fighter is no longer fighting? Or that fighter turns out to be, or my bad, or when that fighter turns out not to be the fighter you thought he was. And so with that being said, y'all hit the like button. A great show today. Like I said, I couldn't be on here long, but we was cooking while I was on here. Make sure that y'all go sub to OTB Boxing Class 101. He just did it live before I came on. Make sure y'all go check that out. Make sure that y'all go sub to Knockout Boxing 86 TV. Follow Ohio Runs Boxing on Instagram, because if you ain't following him, I don't know what y'all doing. And make sure that y'all go sub to Money Brown TV. And last but not least, I'm gonna tell y'all again, make sure that y'all do not forget Glove Up Boxing and More, the Couples Corner show tonight, the Couples show tonight with Coach and the Missus, the Queen, right? Make sure that y'all don't miss this. This shit finna be fireworks tonight, and they keep it raw. It's at 8 p.m. Central Time. Tonight at 8 p.m. Central Time, Glove Up Boxing and More. Make sure that y'all there. Coach say he also said he wasn't cool jumping over everybody in the ranking because he would want to go through the rankings. Yeah, he also did say that. You're right, Coach. He said that he not cool just going to 175 and jumping over everybody when there's guys that's been there waiting for their spot and have earned their position in the rankings. And you got to respect that. But so, yeah. Oh, man, I didn't even know I had 18K. Oh, man, I appreciate that, Ohio. Ohio says congratulations on hitting 18K. I'm going to thank all of y'all. You know what I'm saying? I thank all of y'all for getting me to 18K subs. And, you know, we just getting started. But like I said, man, I appreciate everybody that came through the building, showed love. Make sure that y'all hit the like button on the way out. And we will be on Glove Up Boxing and More later on tonight. I'm going to be tuned in. And it's gonna be a fire show. And I appreciate everybody. Hit the like button. Y'all already know how I do. There you go talking that boxing again. And I'm gone, y'all.